All right, you guys. It is time for my weekly fragrance review. Here are the 7 fragrances that I wore this past week. This video is pre-filmed since I am out of town, but I already know what I want to say about these, so I hope you don't mind that. Before we get into our review and our awards, you'll need to do what? Say hello to my little friends. Okay. During this video, I'm going to share with you just some quick impressions of these fragrances, like a quick phrase, a rating, and then I'm also going to do some silly little fun awards just because why not? So, the fragrance that I wore on Sunday is Fiore from Giorgio Armani. This is a very powdery, light, cloudy, feminine floral. Gorgeous. Fresh Cannabis Santal I wore on Monday. This is a patchouli and plum, uh, rosy, dark, deep, but also fresh and clean fragrance. Love this. This is actually marketed toward men, just so that you know, but I love it. On Tuesday, Estee Lauder Beyond Paradise graced my frame. This is what I would call a summer nighttime floral. It has beautiful tropical florals in there, but not on the sweet and yellow flower side like your tiaras and stuff. It's more your darker nighttime kinds of summer flowers. On Wednesday, I wore Wild Python by Mancera. However, this is not a wild fragrance at all. This is actually a bubblegummy tuberose with a few hints of green and just a really pleasant floral overall. I think it's trapped in the wrong bottle. On Thursday, I wore Narciso in the white cube from Narciso Rodriguez. This is a musky gardenia with a hint of rose in it and just absolutely elegant floral, intoxicating to me. On Friday, which is today's Friday, but I'm pre-filming this video. On Friday, I'm actually wearing it right now, but I wore Borouj Gravity. Isn't this gorgeous? This is a slightly smoky, floral, woody, just a beautiful fragrance. I'm sniffing myself right now because I have it on. Absolutely beautiful. And then on Saturday, today, the day that this video is posting, I have on, just roll with me here, I have on Junoon from Haramain, which is a powdery iris floral, like cottony fragrance. Really pretty. This was a winning week in fragrance for sure. All of these are awesome scents, and I would feel comfortable recommending any of these to any of you if you're considering them. Let's give them a rating from 1 to 10. Fiore, I'm going to give a 9. I would give it a full on 10 if I felt like it lasted long on my skin. So, when I sniffed my hand, for example, later in the day, I could barely detect anything. However, this does last on clothing. It lasted a good 5 to 6 hours on clothing, but just an absolutely gorgeous fragrance, totally worth respraying. Cannabis Santal, I'm going to give an 8 because it is one of my favorite patchouli-centric fragrances, and I find it a bit unique because it's got that rose and that plum note in it that make it different from other patchoulis. Really nice. Beyond Paradise from Estee Lauder, I would give a solid 7. It's a nice fragrance. Doesn't knock my socks off, isn't in my top 10, but definitely a solid, really pretty fragrance. Wild Python from Mancera, I'm going to give like an 8.5 because I'm a tuberose lover. You need to be a tuberose lover to enjoy this. This one's going to last you all day too. You'll be getting whiffs of this into the evening. Really long lasting, great performance. Narciso gets a 10. Plain and simple. It's in my top 10 favorite fragrances. I considered wearing it for my wedding, but Alien EDP won that battle because it was the middle of summer and I wanted something a little less, maybe heavy than this. But this is gorgeous. 10, all the way 10, Narciso. Gravity from Borouj, I'm going to give also a 10. This is a knock it out of the park fragrance. It is so, so beautiful. I have tested this before and it has pretty good longevity too. It will last me through an entire workday. Junoon from Al Haramain, I'm going to give a solid 8. Very beautiful fragrance, easy to get along with if you enjoy powdery fragrances. Now, let's get into our awards. All right, the best projection of all of these fragrances is, I'm actually going to give that to Beyond Paradise. That throws off this really beautiful fragrance. My husband loved it, which was interesting. I thought he was going to hate it. He loved it. He's like, oh, that's so pretty. And the kids liked it too. Best projection. The best sillage, meaning the scent trail that it leaves behind you is intoxicating to others, is going to go to Borouj Gravity. Really that's a wow sillage there. Comforting. The most comforting of these fragrances. Let's go with Fiore. Just such a beautiful feminine fragrance. Gives you that sense that you're being hugged by a very feminine, luxurious, I'm making stuff up here, you guys, auntie, right? That auntie that always had that really beautiful smelling floral fragrance on. That's Fiore. Okay. The most alluring, which is like a little bit of come hither kind of thing, I would give that to Narciso. And it depends. It has to be someone that appreciates mature scents to find this alluring. Some people find this cloying and too much. I have videos for each of these fragrances that I filmed on the day that I wore it. And you have to go look at the comments for this. It's a very divisive fragrance. Some people, you either love it or you hate it. And the people that hate it they had me cracking up in the comments with some of the stuff that they said. Some people just can't stand it. Okay. The most interesting fragrance, listen, Cannabis Santal all day, every day. There's something about this fragrance that keeps me sniffing. There's a little bit of mystery in here. There's a little bit of sexiness. There's a little bit of go conquer the world. Check out the video on this and you'll know what I mean. The most everyday of this group. Oh, wow. None of these are really everyday fragrances, to be honest with you guys. But I'm going to go with Fiore as maybe the least offensive of all of these and the one that most people would probably think smelled pretty good on you. And that wouldn't knock people out, running errands at the office, going to a school event or something like that. The most special occasion of these, oh my, all of these could be special occasion scents, to be honest with you, depending on what you're going for. So by special occasion, I typically think of an evening event like a gala, a ball, a formal event of some sort. And this would be a tough one. I would probably reach for Gravity because it's got that thing, that je ne sais quoi, that would have people flocking to you, and it could hold its own against other really strong fragrances in the room. Like if you have a bunch of ladies that are dressed up in ball gowns, a bunch of gentlemen in black tie affair with their, colognes on and whatever, this one would stand out on you. The most giftable. Oh, probably Fiore, in terms of something that you could give to someone that's really doesn't know a lot about fragrances, and you wanted something that was safe to give with the probability that they would at least like it, even if they didn't love it. I would go with Fiore and the bottle. The bottle just makes a lovely presentation. And the best blind buy. Now, by blind buy, I mean you are a fragrance collector or you like fragrances a lot, and you're wondering which of these could you purchase and bring into your collection that you could be sure you would probably like. Okay, I want to say Wild Python, but since everyone's not a tuberose lover, I am going to go back to this Gravity because a lot of people like those grown and sexy fragrances. And if you are a fragrance collector, this bottle is worth having in your collection, and you want to get your nose on this scent. It's worth checking out. The best bottle of these, I mean, look, period, end of story. That is one of the coolest bottles in my collection. Really like that. And by the way, that's like a plate. I don't know what it's made out of, but a plate that's kind of stuck on there. Really neat bottle. I do like all of these bottles. I love this. This is so gorgeous. Milky pink. Um, well, this is mundane. The original of the Estee Lauder Beyond Paradise bottle is beautiful. This teardropped ombre rainbow thing. This bottle here, maybe this is the best bottle. The problem is that the juice inside doesn't smell like what you would think of based on the outside. In fact, I could see this fragrance in this bottle. But there you go. If this reflected what it smelled like inside, this would get best bottle. But I love the bottle. And then this one's gorgeous too in its own way. Maybe has a little bit of tacky feel, but I don't mind that. And then there's nothing wrong with this, you guys. This is a classic, gorgeous, very modernist, minimalist, sleek bottle. But definitely Borouj Gravity takes it. So the best overall here. Oh, we got to do the drum roll. Ready? I mean, was there really any question? Gravity. Gravity takes all of these categories. It's got projection, sillage. There is something comforting about it. It's super alluring. It's interesting. It's an everyday fragrance. I would wear it for a special occasion. I would give this as a gift to the right person. It's a great blind buy for fragrance lovers, and the bottle wins. So that is my week in review. I hope you enjoyed. Remember, there are individual videos for all of these. Go check those out. And y'all have a great day. Take care.